All right, thank you so much, guys, from the Intel Analyst Desk. Yeah, we are ready to go on cash. A couple interesting things to note is that TSM coming into this, we're putting a lot of time on this map during the Fragbite League, putting some practice in. It was definitely one of the maps they wanted to address to strengthen their map pool, and they'll play it first. I also thought it was interesting that they said FlipSid that Thorin thinks they're one of the two teams to go because Moses has them pegged to go through as the second spot in this group, of course, behind TSM.
Getting spread into it now. The full mid boost coming in. Device going for that early information. Actually does some decent damage onto World Edit there as well. They're going for full mid control here, but the CTs have got some heavy presence here as well. Damage being exchanged. Bondik picks up the first frag onto Dupree, and it brings it down to the 5-on-4 situation. But TSM have gained some mid control here, but they're in a difficult spot here.
And they've got a lot of players set up on the flip side. Look at this. They've already taken down decent HP on World Edit, but Bondik pushes forward, manages to get Device. It's traded by Kerrigan, but this is just a constant battle in mid. There's crossfires everywhere and so much pressure put on that it allows Cajun-B. Look at this, perfect timing and positioning. He walks all the way through the A site. One in front, can't land the shot with the clock. Second man turns the attention. It's Markelov who has to hold him out of place. And it does leave it in a 2-on-2. It gives Kerrigan the chance as well now to try and run to that A site, thinking that there might be an opening. And Cajun-B, as such, will go back toward the truck. That'll help his entry, but they're just going to make sure there's no crossfire set up on highway first before they run in desperately with the bomb, and they're not. They're all the way back toward the vents still.
Yeah, quite a sloppy exchange there towards middle, and now TSM have got the bomb down towards A. The CTs seem to think it's B still. They're going to be dropping out of the vents.
And I think that was the one decoy. They threw one decoy in the B connectors, and they sat there, and I think they thought Kerrigan was still inside firing away at them, and all of a sudden, a decoy and a pistol round has a huge impact on things. And Cajun-B, he's up close and personal. World Edit's low on HP, but still hits the headshot. Does give them a chance to walk back into it. So Kerrigan's got the good post-plant position all the way out toward A main. He can just bait out the time on this. They're going to put the flash directly on top of him. Markelov may try and hold this because he's got a kick. Goes back with the USP, but Kerrigan holds tight, and it will be TSM 1-0.
Yeah, that decoy grenade coming into fruition massively there. You saw the CT seem so confident that they're actually going towards the B bomb site. They get themselves into the A site. Once that bomb goes down, there wasn't really enough time to actually clear out the bomb site properly. Saw Cajun-B doing some decent damage there. Got taken down, but Kerrigan with the simple 2-on-1 procedure here, gets the first kill, World Edit on low HP. And at this point here, he had no choice but to face it. Even if he died, he'd won the round at that point. So fantastic stuff there. We can see now, going into the second round, CTs haven't forced too much into this. Bondik and Davkos get to get some armor, and 5-7 and a CZ there. They're not going to be pushing. They're actually playing a very standard round here. They're spreading themselves out, not going for a traditional stack you'd normally see on this map. You'd normally spend a heavy investment towards middle, trying to watch out what the T's are doing here. But TSM, similar approach from them. They've got 3 rifles here, 2 recon players in the form of Dupree and Zipex, 2 Mac-10s, meaning they can get into bomb sites like A with flashbangs, go in first, clear it out. Device is gaining some intel, boosted out on the top of the middle there as well.
And he's just waiting for Blade to show himself again toward that white box, holding that angle. He may yet do so as well, as he looks to get a little bit more aggressive on that pistol side. Zipnix is already close with the Mac-10.
Now then, they've got the smokes. It looks like they will do a small execute onto the A-bomb, so I don't need to do anything too complicated here. A couple of smokes into key areas, flashbangs go in, and as long as those Mac-10s go in first and get the first frag, it should be absolutely fine here.
Blade might be close enough. Good counter-smoke time from the CTs as well. This slows down everything, so Kerrigan needs to come in from Squeaky and try and make this happen because their smokes will dissolve at the same time that the CTs do. They do spot Bondik in the corner on the box. That'll pay off massively, as it does let them walk in without losing anyone. HP's getting low enough, though, but it is just left to Davkos, and it looks like it potentially has flawless written on it. It doesn't. Davkos does at least get Zipnix, but 2-0 now.
Yeah, pretty clean round there for TSM, but that's to be expected, considering FlipSid didn't really invest too heavily into that round. That's the kind of outcome we'd likely to see. Gain some information at the start of the map, see if the CTs are showing any aggression, boost up towards middle, see what's going on, and then they made the educated decision just to go towards the A-bomb side. They have a simple execution, and it worked out, like you said, almost flawlessly for them. They only managed to pick up 1 kill there, and it's going to be a very similar round here for FlipSid. They're going to be making sure they have that heavy investment going into round number 4 here. That's the first gun round. They want to have the AWPs towards middle. We know how powerful that can be, and it should be a very similar outcome here. They've just got PT-50s to play with. Looks like they're actually stacking more heavily towards A this time. 3 players towards there. Now, of course, pushing up into the B storage area, but TSM with that heavy mid presence as well. This is great for them. They can actually just work out what they want to do, split a bomb site, and there we go. Cajun-B opens it up into Davkos, and you'd assume they will go to the B bomb site now.
Yeah, Davkos was the only one that could have slowed anything down through the vents there and instantly taken by that Mac-10. Kerrigan's going to sit tight, doesn't get anything with the AK. Blade manages to catch him on the cross, but again, they still have control of this B site now. Bomb's going down as we speak, and Dupree, he'll get forward, so they can't even get this rotation to happen. The Mac-10 will close it out. Money, money, baby, and it'll be 3 now for TSM. They will get guns out this time on the CT side for FlipSid.
Yeah, this is the thing. I actually like this approach from the CT side. A lot of teams will force buy in the second round. We saw Cloud9 do it in the last game, almost ruin their economy for 3 or 4 rounds after that, just by not having enough to invest going into the first gun rounds. But now we have got World Edit. We mentioned him picking up the AWP recently. This is what it comes down to on Cash. He needs to be mobile. He needs to be changing his position, going for those early frags. You would assume he'd go towards middle on the first round, just because that's the most standard place to go. But that's going to be challenging, considering TSM definitely like to go for a heavy boost here and show a lot of presence. He's got to have his work cut out for him.
Free already through middle as well, so they're going to continue to put pressure on mid TSM. World Edit gets caught by Kerrigan. That now means that they've got a great opportunity to split toward the A site. Dupree's going to push forward, take down Blade as well. It's one man left behind Quad, and that, of course, is going to be Bondic. Davkos will be held in place as well because they did put some pressure out toward Toxic. I believe that's Cajun B waiting with an AK, but Bondic's going to have to come up absolutely huge. Dupree is low enough on that HP at the top of Highway.
Davkos
He may catch him. Yeah, he's going to walk directly toward him. He does spot it. He knows he's in that corner, so AK down. He'll swap over. This brings it back to a somewhat even situation in terms of the manpower, but the problem is there's no one left on the B, so they can't slow down that push. And TSM just waiting to get that information. Once their man on Highway went down, they know that's one of 2 over toward A. They'll walk into B.
They have saved the AWP now, so Bondic, obviously they're going to be choosing to save this one. Pretty disappointing round there. As I kind of mentioned, as we went into the first gun round, TSM showing that heavy mid-presence there. And just having one AWP player there, it's not really that viable in my opinion. I think like it's kind of standard now. You get completely smoked out of key positions. You don't really have too many options. I think if you are going to have mid-presence, the AWP stays for the initial smokes. If you can find a cheeky frag, that's the point you need to like actually work out. Is this worth actually staying anymore? I'd like to see them play through rifles towards middle. That's when we saw, remember we last casted TSM versus Torpedo when they actually had 3 rifles towards middle. That's the best way to hold these guys off. But Markelov should stay alive here. Bomb does go off, but 4-0 towards TSM. Markelov gets 2 frags there as well, but a pretty standard round there going into it. And now we can have a look at the CT economy. Did save 2 rifles, so they do have the option here to force buy into it. They can probably drop a couple of Famises here, so they will be forcing into this one by the looks of things. Just making that decision now. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. This is a big round for them. FlipSid, it can get themselves in a huge deficit here if they lose this one. Must-win round in terms of the money here. Blade's going to be going towards middle this time. So the AWP towards Highway once again. It looks like a very fast A push from TSM. Kerrigan is showing that presence towards mid. Keep players there as long as possible.
And they've got a lot of Molotovs to work with on this T side. Bondic's going to try. Is he going to flash through? No, back to the corner. They caught him here. Already on his first attempt. This time it's more successful. He's managed to get one, but again, Kerrigan coming up Highway has a real chance, and Blade's caught in the middle of all the action and he needs to get bailed out. And he does at least by 1. That's World Edit to find the shot from Quad. AWP in play. But Zipmix gets back and Blade's gone. World Edit shuffling positions, catches Zipmix pushing past the forklift. They now know Quad's open. 2 Molotovs to make sure of it, but World Edit, who has to step up on this AWP. Back to the rifle. I thought that he looked excellent on about 8 months ago. Because Simple took that weapon over, but he stepped up big in this round, picking up 3 kills, and it's down to Dupree, who manages to at least find the man I was talking about, drop that AWP. He still has the bomb to work with, but both members right now from FlipSid are in that A position, and they've got a decent crossfire set up to watch either onto A main or forklift, but Dupree's actually snuck out. He's going to get past forklift because they've rotated the last man back down the highway. He may catch them off here. This is going to go to a one-on-one. Davkos left in the opening. He knows Markelov's in the sight, so Dupree does get the clutch.
So huge there from Dupree. The fact he actually got to forklift there without getting detected by Markelov, like they've got to be working out what's going wrong with the synergy there. He's not really gaining information, playing so passively at the back of quad there. He's not really backing his teammate up at all. World Edit with this fantastic round, they kind of adapted perfectly to what TSM were bringing to the party. Getting that orb towards quad means he can watch Highway, he can kind of counter that mid control coming in, finds those first initial picks. But Dupree, once again, we know how strong this guy is on the rifles, manages to pick up the 2-on-1 clutch. Very clever play from him, and that's the nightmare situation I spoke about before for FlipSid here. Now the money has been absolutely devastated. They're going to be on PT50s once again, and it looks like it's going towards a 6-0 fast A play coming in. Kerrigan opening that door, going to be Molotoving the forklift here, and should be able to flush out one of the CTs here. Blade just narrowly missing out on that fire.
So he'll get to hold station, whether or not they overlook that, and that gives the Pistols a chance. Yet to be determined. Bondic, again playing toward quad. Kerrigan just pre-firing into the doorway, as you do. For that slide position. Zipmix, look at Blade. Again, he's much like Bondic, getting aggressive in these smokes. They're going to flash him, and he's got the pistol in play. Zipmix is blinded out, but they both are. It equally caught Blade, so it comes down to a duel. And Zipmix will get the better of that. Kerrigan still out toward the squeaky. There's no commitment yet. The bomb's all the way back toward the garage. So TSM are just evaluating options, knowing it's going to be an eco. They don't want to get any guns given away or lose a round that's unnecessary in doing so.
So the idea behind that play is if they send Blade in with like the aggressive push there, it's almost trying to bait out. They're not doing a stack. It's trying to like they're suiciding a man. They're just trying to see what's going on. And now this hopefully will bring the T's into the bomb site here. But still, obviously, a massive challenge going into here. Got a man down here, but they just want to get a couple of kills on the board and see what they can do. Karrigan comes out the door now, takes down Bondik. There's going to be another player on the bomb side there. World takes him down.
But bomb's already gone B. TSM figured it out. They had Cajun B out toward that toxic position. He didn't see anything on B the whole time, so they brought it back over to his direction. dupreeh will go on the killing now, but it's going to be another round for TSM.
Yeah, just World remaining there. We'll pick up the AK-47, and yeah, that push from Blade didn't really amount to much. He could have got a frag from that. Fully blinded the terrorist player within a storage, unable to take him down though. Now World just on the huge saver. Obviously, with TSM with such a huge bank of cash, can afford to hunt him down. They know how fragile the CT economy is going into the next one. Obviously, FlipSid are going to be a maximum loss bonus, so $3,400 coming into their accounts next round. They're going to have a very healthy buy going into the next round, Matt. So the idea is now, I think they need to be a little bit more dynamic with the AWP and see what they can do.
This AK is going to be dropped. Yeah, even if dupreeh didn't, they had another man coming in, and they could easily afford giving up 2.
I would prefer from them right now, take the AWP towards the B bomb site, or even back a quad, that's still fine, but they need to be like showing either taking down the mid control completely, 3 rifles there, challenging them, going for the frags, getting the exchanges up there, molotoving the boost, slowing it down, or just going fully passive here. Like the one player committed towards middle isn't really working out for me. Let's see what World brings to the table this time. He has a decent spawn, has the option to change things up here. Will be making his way towards mid once again. You'd assume he'll get smoked out, but look at the TSM setup here. 3 players going straight towards B. Maybe going for a B set piece here. They may be smoking off the entrance, molotoving towards checkers, but let's see how they approach this one now.
That was actually clever from Davcost, because we saw Device pre-firing that angle, the quick drop position. Davcost goes out on Heaven, flashes through, and then drops down because it forces Device away from it. So they haven't spotted up that Davcost is here, and if the timing was such, because Device did have a good spawn, they may not expect that. So this will be an interesting play, and this time, unlike last time when he was below the vents, does have a rifle in his hand. This could complement Markelov's position on Generator very well.
So now then, FlipSid have gone for the very passive mid setup. They've realised that they can't actually challenge that one, so they're not even play anyone there whatsoever. You can see it's going to be Blade coming back in, just trying to gain some intel. Not going to be overcommitting to this one. If he faces any more than that, Device is ready to take him down. Karrigan getting some mid control as well. Just going to face towards Highway.
Needs to be a trade right now. Where's the player in Z? Blade's a little bit slow, so Karrigan, knowing he didn't hit the first 2 shots, falls back and gets ready for that push. It never does happen. So again, like you're saying, very passive right now. Timid play. They don't want to give up a man too early, but the aggression will come on B. That flash is perfect. Where's the kills? Everyone's blind, so no one gets anything. Eventually, it's traded. Zipnix gets 1. Markelov follows it up. He's going to play on top of the site. Lines up 2 in front, but can't land the shots. It's a dupreeh again, who seems to be the man on point right now for TSM in this early stage. They're opening major map. Well, that it does get back into dupreeh, but bomb's now down again for TSM. And they've got decent position to hold this off. Even better, Molotov to hold that Bondik.
They have got a smoke on Device, but Blade opens it up, taking down Cajun B, puts the man advantage in their favor. Zipix replies to World Edit now. Time ticking away. They need to work out how they're going to get this one. Next frag needs to come in the next 5 seconds or so.
We'll be able to find out one more. It comes back to the one-on-one. Bondik gets Device, baiting out the time. He just has to play this perfectly. Bondik knows he's over on that side, but it doesn't necessarily mean he'll come to the open. Bondik hits it, but there's no time at all. Nix plays it well. Finally, they win the kills, but still the round will go TSM's way, and they will extend even further. FlipSid are going to start to get desperate here soon.
Yeah, 3 kills as a Zipix that round. So calm in those situations. Knew exactly what he had to do in that one-on-one. Just time out the bomb, listen to the footsteps. The CT had no chance to actually work out and try and be clever with that one. Just had to kind of swarm the site and see what he could do. But there we go. FlipSid, once again, with that maximum loss bonus, will be able to buy into this round once again. World at it with the AWP. And for me, I think he needs to start actually going for the initial pick. It seems like TSM have too much freedom right now. They're getting that mid-control every time. And once again, you can see, actually, FlipSid will be showing more aggression here. This is what we wanted, but dupreeh takes down Bondik. And now it's just going to be Vice looking towards the other CT player. It's going to be Blade behind the sandbags there. Horrible situation for him. Doesn't have any utility to play with, really. And now we'll get Molotoved off, and you should assume...
Oh, there you go. The smoke came out. That was very smart. Yeah. That Molotov's so easy to throw with that little pillar on the wall behind it. All you need to do is just land anywhere in there, touch that pillar, and it's going to go down and ignite the whole place. So that's a really smart Molotov to give them the position. Now they have to be careful because dupreeh's on his own in Cubby. Device can't really support. He tried to flush that player out, get that shot, and then they could put 2 pressure in mid. But he has to go one-on-one with Blade. He overextends slightly. Device still can't hit the shot, so dupreeh's still in trouble. Then eventually they do get each other into the support system. The crossfire works out, but look at World Edit and Markelov. They pulled this back, and World Edit, he's come down all the way from the A site onto Highway to pick up those 2 kills. Device will go forward to try and close it out. Tech9 jumps over just to scout out exactly where he is first, and he closes it out, but that was extremely delicate, that whole situation. Device was the last alive in that.
Yeah, these exchanges really are not going in the favor of FlipSid. It seems like World Edit picks up 2 frags almost every single round, but the team aren't capitalizing on it. They're just not doing enough here. This play at the beginning of the round, where's Bondic's support there? He's got Blade with him, but he's still on a one-on-one duel. There wasn't too much utility expended by the T side there, but World Edit, as I mentioned, does get another 2 frags there. They're unable to do anything with that round. As we're going to number 9 now, they're going to be on yet another eco here. Davkos, the only real substantial investment is CZ and body armor here. This is a round where TSM know they've got full control here. Just need to do more of the same. Get mid information, and you can see them just going towards the A bomb site once again. CT's going to be pushing into A storage. Border actually opens up with a deagle shot onto Carrigan. Now KGB takes him down. Bondic just behind the smoke there should be taken down by Zipex there. This should be a pretty clean execution now from TSM. Just 2 players remaining. It's going to be Davkos, who does get killed there by Device. And now this is Markelov. P250 in hand and a flashbang. Not long for this world, I think.
Hard to say, even do economical damage at this point as well, because it's just been spiraling out of control. That said, it's not like they're into 5 digits on anyone right now in TSM, because the last few rounds have been closer, but still they've got a very cushy lead. Lost round bonus, obviously in effect, that will get them to get the op back out on Markelov. He's going to throw it to World Edit. It's going to stay 9-0. This is TSM's definitely looking the part.
Yeah,
We've seen their CT side struggle, though. The map against Torpedo on Fragbite online, that was when they started to shut things down, and their CT side's definitely more of an issue on this map, but their lead right now is huge.
A change of pace here for FlipSid. They're going for the double orb setup here. They want to have more of the turrets going towards it. As soon as there'll be 1 orb towards the A-bomb site, 1 towards B, and see what they can do there. World Edit actually showing his presence towards middle this time. Same smokes will probably come into fruition here. His Device is boosted once again. He's been very strong in this position. World Edit not really gaining too much from this so far. CT's do with this one. We've got the other AWP's going to be Davkos towards that B storage. At this point, the CT's can actually leave him there. Once he's got that kind of information, he's safely got to that angle, they can actually need to go towards A and towards middle. Let's see what they can do now.
The problem is this is all for sale. If they're going to get the rotations and go onto that B site, he's going to come under threat because they're going to walk vents. Cajun B will hold off highway, and surely they're going to take that bomb. They're not. They're looking toward highway still. If they realize that these rotations came in this soon, they could have had B already in their possession. Now they look toward it because they do realize, but Markelov and World Edit are in good rotation positions, and Davkos changed to the back of the site. He still has a chance to line them up. He'll hear that vent pop. Not going for the aggressive peek, but now hits Cajun B, turns back over. Not able to get Dupree that quickly. Tries to narrowly hit him through the edge of the box, but the Molotov on top of it, that's actually thrown from his teammate, forces him out, and Dupree's able to get the kill. Markelov tries to come back in through from heaven, and it's Dupree again to shut that down. And there's a really good chance that Davkos had the positional advantage, but now the bomb down, it's come to a 2 versus 2. Zipmix will play the close pit. Smoke off on CT, so he doesn't have to worry about that angle. Is he going to guess this right? No, Blade. They might finally pick up a round, and they will. FlipSid Tactics with their first.
There we go. That nice play from Blade there at the end. 2 frags for him. Gets the AWP as well. And finally, a round goes on the board with FlipSid there. That good B defense, but that double orb setup working out for them. Davkos only picks up 1 frag, but it was enough just to delay that B execute coming in, and they actually hold it off. It comes down to the 2-on-1, which they capitalize on there. Zipex unable to convert that one into another 10th round for TSM, but here we go. The money's still definitely not stabilized after losing so many rounds in a row and actually having so many close rounds there as well. 1-on-1 it came down to. They're not going to have a full investment here. It's going to be Bondic on the Famis. So this puts FlipSid still in a very fragile position. If they lose this one, they only get a $1,400 next round, and presumably on a full eco unless they decide to force. So let's see how they approach this one. Going to be more of a standard round here. 1 player towards mid. Blade's going to be coming in to back him up once again.
Ice will also still be looking toward that mid position. It's gone so quiet and so passive right now for FlipSid. But it finally pokes out far enough just to see the mid garage. He hasn't even put his eyes toward that boost position yet, and Device is just waiting for someone to walk out and walk into his crosshair. They'll let Dupree go on the hunt by pushing up middle. A passive angle behind that white box. That gives Device the confidence now to follow it up. But is he going to get caught in the open? World Edit missing that shot. That would have been big. To give them that first pick and slow things down in mid, which has been a point of contention in the entire half so far, would have been an absolutely crucial kill for them to pick up. Kerrigan and Davkos are going to do battle here eventually. Smoke might let Davkos fall back into the toxic position they are. They're going to rotate entirely back into a more positional defensive setup on that B site. Kerrigan's still going forward. Bomb's not committed. It's over toward A. They just want to pick. TSM's desperately trying to find 1 pick, but there's 30 seconds to go, and they haven't got it, so they will commit onto the A site, which hasn't been investigated at all. Good Molotov to slow down Dupree. That means the crossfire positions and the 2-pronged approach is suddenly silent, but Zipnix is still able to find World Edit. And although the smoke's on quad, they're going to try and spam through it, but Bondic comes around on car as they're preoccupied and manages at least 1. Device will close Markelov, and all the kills are stacking up for TSM's favor. It's going to be yet another round and a money reset.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, like I said, this is where the game completely runs away from FlipSid here. Could have $1,400 next round, but it's just mid seems to be the huge problem for them right now. They're not. It's acceptable to lose that area, but when you're losing it every single round and you have zero information to play off, you saw 3 players towards B for FlipSid there. There's kind of banking that the B split's coming in. They have no real control. Once you lose mid like that, you need to be retaking other areas of the map. The CT players on A, they need to be pushing into A storage. They need to be doing something a little bit more dynamic, taking the game to the T's. You can't lose middle without reacting whatsoever. And it just shows that they have 2 players on A. The push comes in from TSM, the pincer from Highway and A main. It's just too stifling for the CTs to even hold that one off. And now we go into round number 12, right? They've got a full eco here, P250s. Looks like they'll be going for some aggression towards the B storage. There's 4 TSM players waiting for them. I don't really think they're going to do too much for this. Saying that though, Davkos does take down Cajun B. Device answers back though, and there it is. And it's going to be open B bomb site, and then Blade rotating around the back though. He could actually do some damage here.
He may show up at the right time. They've gotten around the corner into the site, but they still won't be ready to check the flank that quickly. Device is still in front of him. Kerrigan turns back. Blade manages to pick up that one lowly AK that was left in middle, so he gets 1 kill with it at least. And they're making this interesting because World Edit's going to come through heaven as they turn back and finds another assassination from behind kill, but in the end, Dupree, he's been holding on. 1-11 right now, TSM. Pretty solid.
Unfortunately for FlipSid as well, it pretty much is a double eco situation. They could decide to force into this one, but considering the way the gun rounds have been going, they don't really have much choice. You can see 2 players, Bondek and Mark Love, and Davkos as well on sub 3k there, so you can't really justify a force play. You could get some 5.7s, maybe a shotgun, but it's going to be another round they're going to have to swallow here because they're going to have to go for presumably down to 12-1. They're going to be going for the 12-3 here. Definitely not enough to play with, really, but there we go. Dupree opens it up, takes down Mark Love, and that mid-control coming in once again, so aggressive towards that area.
This is dangerous. Cajun B took the bomb all the way out on the little ledge, the top of that lip on the garage. Device knew Davkos was there. They spotted him early, so they overcommitted to it. Now bomb's down. They've got to win back middle, but again, anti-eco situation. Not going to be a problem. Low HP for Dupree and 2 dead, but still 12-1 right now for TSM. Pretty solid stuff.
Yep, so we saw the best setup. The 1 round FlipSid have got so far has been with that double orb setup. I don't think they can actually justify going into that one. So World Edit once again has had a reasonably strong game considering the scoreline. 12 kills for him. You can see the sniper matchup on your screen. He's actually taking down Device in terms of the number of kills for him. So they need to start utilizing him more. He is getting the picks, but it's just too little too late from him. He seems to pick up 2, but by that point the round's already slipped away from them. Let's see what he can do this round. Actually going to be moving his position back towards the A area. Going to be pushing Squeaky Door. This is what I wanted to see. Actually, just be using that gap, but Dupree taking down the first kill of the Mark Love once again, but there it is. World Edit pushes the Squeaky Door. Blade chimes in as well, and actually gets the man advantage for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that's a very important note. Again, there was that round where World Edit didn't catch. I think it was Dupree that was heading toward the tunnel, or the vents rather. That would have been huge, but this is one of the first rounds they've had the first pick. And again, slowly, they're going to be able to walk out mid. There's no one here to shut down TSM, and now they can try and split onto the A site.
This instance is not such a big deal because they have the man advantage. They have mid A control towards the storage area as well, so at least they have information. Before, they were so stifled on the bomb side, they couldn't actually really commit as to what was going on. They couldn't really work out. But here we go then, TSM going back towards events. Looks like Kerrigan, though, goes CT spawn. This is perfect play from him. All he needs to do is hold here and wait for rotations, but he's going to be going in.
Timing is everything. Does he spot Blade? No, and Blade was low HP, so just catches him off with the M4. Now it's down to 2 versus 4 in favor of FlipSid. They're going to try and go on this B site. Davkos gets Device already. Nice shot, Cajun B. Reliable as always, does pick up the bomb, but there's no reason for Blade to go in aggressively with that low HP. He waits for the rotations, and Bondik gets the last kill. 12-2 now, but still a massive hole for them to climb out in the second half for FlipSid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like that's what I wanted to see. More aggression, showing some more like dynamic play, pushing into the Squeaky Door from what I did. Didn't expect it. You need to be taking the game to TSM. You can't allow them to have that full control, doing whatever they want, and just choosing what bombs they go to.
Yeah, the other aspect is they didn't have a full loss round bonus, but they did lose, so they had to force quite heavily into this. They managed to get everything up, but it is at the expense of 2 kits in the last round. Nonetheless, decent utility, so it shouldn't make a huge difference for FlipSid in this case.
The difference is now the TSM last round going to be going with the double orb setup. Device and Kerrigan wielding those. Just going to be spreading themselves out completely across the map. Bondik opens up the fragging though. Once again, taking out Kerrigan. That aggressive play towards the Squeaky Door.
Device is still waiting for World Edit though, and they Kerrigan and World Edit almost did a duel already off camera toward that squeaky position, which could have actually dictated the way this round unfolds. Cajun B does force Davkos out of position, hits the headshot as well with the AK. Device following that up now allows Dupree to push more forward. Smokes on the main connection point. They try and flash through it, but the counter flash is timed, so they've got to slow this down. And They want to try and go in together, so Device, he has to hold off in the corner as well. Markelov comes back in, another flash well-timed by the CTs, but with 3 members on the site, how long can Markelov hold on for his teammates to get in position? Not very. It does mean Blade tries to push through aggressively, but that's traded as well, and it is a 2-on-1. Bondic still coming over from the A site. He's going to take the Heaven approach, the higher ground. Cajun B throws a flash preemptively in that position. That'll buy more time because Bondic's caught by that in its entirety. Does have a kit, 2 flashes to work with. They spotted already. Device gets it 13-2 for TSM, and like we said at the start of this, Henry, they've been working very hard on this map coming into this major.
Well, it's coming in. It's not so much of a technical approach from them. They're just very confident in their players' ability. The talent on this lineup is off the scales. Obviously, one of the top 3 teams in the entire planet right now. So seeing them just work mid like they do, it just seems like a lot of teams don't even know how to handle them. And you get in that situation where you just allow mid to be taken completely. You lose your information. That's what I said. You need, if you're going to allow that to happen, you need to be pushing, getting information, taking control of other parts of the map. If you're aware they've taken middle, they're at least going to have 2 players there, right? So you need to be using the numbers you have on the A-bomb side, pushing through, at least this, giving yourself an opportunity to work out where the bomb may be going. But there we go, 13-2 in favor of TSM. You can only feel this is going one way, Matt. This is a devastating start for FlipSid here. CT arguably the easiest side here, very narrowly, I'd say, on cash, but 13-2 for TSM, very convincing result. No, I think they finished the first 9 rounds clean before.
Yeah, it was 9-1 before they got a single 9-0, like you say, before they got a single one on the board. But Bondic, or rather, excuse me, Dupree is stepping up tremendously. 23 kills for him. Not a bad first half.
Not bad at all. It's going to be easy. Second half of TSM, they have to be very relaxed going into this one, going to the CT side. Just talking about what traditional T setups we'll see on the pistol from FlipSid, I'd assume they'll probably try and do something maybe a bit faster going into this one. You'll see a lot of teams go for B rushes straight away on this map just because it's so viable. Unless like someone like TSM goes for like the B push or a B stack here, it's very difficult to hold off with the CTs. It's one of those situations then if you don't make the first frag, you're forced back to the bomb side and you're swarmed by the terrorists with all the Glocks going on, and it can be almost impossible to hold off at that point.
Well, to converse on that though, that it's much easier to retake on the A side. So if we were going to see a stack or a bias, it would be toward that B defensive position and play the retake game on A. So some teams start to play mind games with each other, and you see teams that go for that B stack or go for that B rush, they'll stack it already, and then all of a sudden the T side, the one that makes the call, they go, let's go A this time.
Yep.
And then you just get that last second diffuse situation, which also means we need to keep an eye on if the CTs if they are going to stack B, if they pick up a kit, because that's going to be a huge part of the retake game on the A side.
Let's have a look at the T side buy here. FlipSid, of course, a massive amount of the climb. This is a must-win pistol for them. If they lose this one, I feel like this game may be over before this half even begins. But here we go then, World Edit. And Davkos going to have the armor player. He's got 3 sets of utility here.
And there's no kit, just to make note of it. So they aren't going for that B stack. They can play a little more aggressively in A. And a flash in, no, 2 decoys. Passive stuff. Kerrigan's got a good forward position. Are they going to go for the boost? Cajun's slowly getting up there. He doesn't want to run at this point, because if they are in mid-garage or on the A stairs, as we see they are, they'll hear this, so he's got to take his time to get there. They want to put him above. Blade's close by. Which direction does he go when he drops? It's going to be right into A main. He hears him coming, World Edit, so turns back, but it's too late. He's already dead. Luckily, Blade will come through and bail out Bondic, who is in A main. That evens the situation, but it does give a bit, not much information, but a bit of a read to the CTs to stay put. They don't have to over-rotate at this point.
The problem for the terrorists in this one is obviously with the buy they've got here, they were going for a full-on execute onto the A side. They wanted to do 3 smokes onto the bomb side, players running out, and now you're a man down. That makes that push a little bit weaker here. Davkos looks like he's going to be the point man going into this one, but it's only going to be Zipex towards the A bomb side right now. Device will be rotating in, and here comes the smoke play. Bomb's still down towards middle area though, so whether they'll be committing to this one is yet to be seen.
This is a good push though from Kerrigan. As soon as that smoke call was made on A, he goes for the information. Not only that, he'll be quick on the flank when they do execute, and they've yet to make it out A main. He's already at big garage. He's going to be hot on their heels before they even have the bomb in place, and everyone else is here now as well. So Flash comes out, Zipex tries to fight through it. Davkos slightly blinded as well, puts himself behind the pillar at the forklift. So no real damage done on that exchange, but there you go, Kerrigan. He's already on the flank. He's managed to take down one. It draws Davkos' attention, but he still manages to get Device, and Kerrigan can't find the angle on him. Bomb planted, 2 versus 2. Kerrigan bails his teammate, but Davkos is behind Dupree and gets the knife. 9 HP, mind you. And Kerrigan just needs to land 1 bullet, but is he going to be able to? He has to reload in the open. He doesn't even try and heal himself or get into cover and stay protected because he doesn't have a kit. He's got to force the issue.
Yeah, that was a little bit sloppy towards the end there. It seemed like the CTs did exactly what they had to do. As soon as the smoke's coming in, Kerrigan pushing into B storage, that's the reaction you want to see normally from a CT setup. As soon as you predict something may be coming in or smoke's flying over the top of the map, that's when you need to go work out whether this is a true tactic coming in. But FlipSid get the must-win round they required, and this is an interesting decision from TSM when you have such a huge bed of rounds to play with. I would be calling, we probably don't need to force buy into this one, guys. Let's make sure we just win this one as quickly as possible. This is a risky round considering the T's have gone 4 rifles, 1 UMP. It's going to be hard for them to hold off. Device with the Desert Eagle, we know what huge work he can do with this. Very fast play, though, from the T's. Getting that mid-control. Davkos leading the way, but Karrigan opens it up, takes down Blade. Nice headshot from the scout there to make it the 5-on-4 in favor of the CT side.
No second aggressive peek toward mid because they know there is a second T player there as well, so they don't want to overcommit too much to that duel with Davkos. Bondik, meanwhile, does get Karrigan in return. That drops the scout. But like you said, we know what they can do with these Deagles, and it's the two guys that, okay, well, Dupree's now picked up the scout, but it's the two Dupree and Device, the double D setup that's so good with the Deagles.
Yep. Right, then FlipSid is buying their time here. They want to make sure they don't make any huge mistakes here. CT's not being able to do too much with this. They have fully lost the mid-control now, but KMB taking down Bondik. That's a massive pick for him. He pushes into A storage through the smoke. Goes on to the 3-on-3 as Markelov answers back as well. Ooh. But it's just a back-and-forth game. There's the Deagle coming into fruition. Device taking down Davkos, and now the man advantage going towards the Danish side.
Smoke off on CT. That allows Bomb to cross in the hands of World Edit. Markelov's the man with the high HP. Unscathed so far in the round, when he's going to hear them 2 in front. Does he wait and try and line it up? He doesn't even land the first shot. Xyp9x is there to trade it. So it's down to a 2-on-1. The man's on the side. It's World Edit, and they know exactly where he is. Flash doesn't fully blind him. The Deagle doesn't land the shot. It allows the Galil to come back out, but it's a rifle versus a rifle, and Device is getting tons of damage. He'll catch him on the edge. And he's got time. No kid, he's going to get this. It's going to go to 14 rounds for TSM.
Yeah, that's a bit of a nightmare situation for FlipSid. To get the bomb down so they may be able to do something in the next round. I think they'll have about, what, $2,500 average going into the next one. But TSM with that investment, I kind of criticize it going into it. But if you're talking about percentages and trying to win the game as quickly as possible, you probably want to just take the full eco, make sure you have those AWPs going into the first gun round. But they make it work. Karrigan, that great scout pick in middle, and the round kind of fell apart for FlipSid. They get frags, but it just got exchanged straight away from the CT side. Completely picked them apart. And FlipSid will be buying into this one again. So they'll be having Galils, AKs, and Tech-9 set up here. Have got a full utility, though, so I'd assume they're going to go towards the A-bomb site, try and do that A wall of smokes once again and see what they can do with it. Looks like maybe a little bit faster than anticipated, though. These 2 players will be making their way in. Bondik leading the charge there with the Tech-9. Nothing happening just yet. CT's just having a very passive setup here.
Be interesting to see how these SMGs come into play. I thought they might actually invest more heavily into the SMGs rather than get out another FAMAS on Xyp9x. But we're there knowing they're going to be up against a Force buy, a Tech-9 buy, potentially. It's not necessarily as big of an advantage to try and rush with them. Either way, where can they find information right now? They do have an aggressive player toward mid, and here we go. Karrigan's going to be the man that goes through. Thinks better of it because the smokes are already landing on A. He doesn't think he can get the rotation fast enough. They'll go for the stack defense. They're going to walk in towards the forklift, and Xyp9x is already there waiting. There's one down with the rifle. Blade wants to go over top of the red crate. Xyp9x is blinded, so he won't spot it, but does he manage to get behind him? No. He goes down immediately. That drops bomb on the site, and it looks like we will be on match point already. Not if World Edit can do anything about it. He's picked up 2 already, but finally Xyp9x will close the round, and it will be 1 to go for TSM.
Yeah, FlipSid not really being able to do much with that approach. A lot of teams will do it on the force buy, get the Tech-9s, get the smoke grenades to flashbangs, try and lock off the key areas of the map, flashbangs out, and try and suffocate some of the CTs on the bomb side, try and isolate some of them. It didn't really work out that way. This TSM were just too prepared, ready, backing each other up, good synergy on the A-bomb site. Obviously, a must-win round for FlipSid. Lose this one, they are out of it, so they have to go Tech-9s. They have got a couple of smokes to play with. Looks like they were going towards B storage this time, though, with the bomb as well. Faster approach, but the CT's answering back with equal aggression as well. Dupree goes down to the hands of World Edit. Just going to leave KMB on the B bomb side now. Smokes them off. This frag to be very important indeed as he's left there.
Big kill. Can't really hug the corner, though, because his position's given up, so instead he shuffles back toward this checker room. Goes down in the end, but he's done sufficient damage, or has he? They're all low HP, but he's going to stick to the op. If he went to the pistol right now, if he knew they were this low, it's 2 bullets, and Karrigan does think better of it. It's back to the one-on-one. Bomb down on the site, and it's a shadow of a bullet either direction will win the round, and it's Bondik who finds his opponent first. And FlipSid survive at least 1 more round.
So there, the CT aggression meets the T's. Equal lockdown in the B storage there. The T's coming out on top. Comes down to the one-on-one. As you mentioned, had Karrigan just switched over to that pistol, he could have actually had a real decent chance of taking that one, but unfortunately he just slips away from him. But obviously, considering we're 15-4 right now, I don't think it's too much of a big deal in the grand scheme of things. TSM once again force buying into this one. They have left themselves with Dupree with 2K. The rest of the guys fully forcing into this one. A kind of questionable decision considering, like I said, you just probably want to end this one as soon as possible, but we know how strong they can be with the Desert Eagles. Let's see what they can do with them. T's looking like they'll be boosting up towards middle and trying to gain that control as Bondik's leading the charge here.
Kerrigan again, like you said, is getting that aggressive play. Spotted up anyone just yet. Now that Squeaky's open, this should be more indicative that it will be an A play from the terrorist side, and they are playing very passive on that side. They're essentially going for the retake game with these pistols because they wanted to have that B bias. Flash will bounce out. No one really close enough to even be caught out by that. And the first kill does go to Blade. Bomb will go down in his hands now as well. It looks like FlipSid have this round slightly more controlled than the last time we saw the Deagles up for TSM, let's just say.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact they haven't got any kits here as well, they probably just want to save these Desert Eagles. They're not going to be able to buy next round anyway, so might as well take these to the next round, see what they can do with them. Seems like that's not going to be the play here. They're going to get taken down one by one. It's just going to be Cajun B, who did invest pretty heavily into that round. He does take down World Edit with him, but pretty clean stuff from FlipSid there, making sure they actually took positional control of each area of the map, pinced it onto the bomb site, and that worked out very well for them indeed. As mentioned before, TSM are going to be onto a full eco here. Can't really justify much more than a few upgraded pistols. But at this point, Matt, I think it's just more trivial. It's kind of FlipSid making the scoreline a little bit more competitive, at least. It seems like this game may be over at this point. You're just waiting for TSM to finish this one off. But we're going to round number 21 now. World Edit with the AWP has been very strong considering the scoreline.
Yeah, 20 kills, I believe, was his total we just saw, so you're dead right. It's pretty respectable considering the top fragger. Dupree, he's only managed to get up 1 kill in this half. He's at 24 now. Remember, he was 23 at the halftime. Insufficient, or rather insignificant detail when you consider they just need one more round. That's all they're playing for at this point. Stats don't matter. Bondik's going to go through again with the Tech 9. He'll find Zipnix. Another swift anti-eco situation. Device at least takes down one gun. But even the economy game doesn't matter. Again, it's just one round. That's all they need, and they'll be able to buy back into this one.
Yeah, it won't be the best buy for TSM. They'll be able to get rifles. A lack of kits, a lack of utility going into this one. You can see Dupree's the only one who's bought a kit so far. Interesting they've gone for the full head armor setup here. Obviously, they know they're playing against full rifles and an AWP. Probably wanted to get rid of the head armor, make sure you get that extra utility into your bank account, but they've decided just not to do that one. They've gone for the head armor here, and they're going to have two FAMAS as well, Zipnix and Cajun B. Kerrigan famous for playing the mid area with AWP. He's a lot more aggressive than most AWPers in that position. And there we go. World Edit opens it up, takes down Dupree. Key frag for them to get up, picks it into a 5-on-4. And now they can just buy their time a little bit, wait for the CT reaction to come in. And that is coming in terms of B storage. Cajun B does start to push in.
Well, this is the interesting thing, is that they have such a heavy B bias right now. There's 3 members essentially on that side of the map, if you include Kerrigan's access through the vents, that if they slow this down after the first pick and find this out, there's a good chance they can go back over to the A site, but instead they walk directly into it. And Cajun B's waiting in the corner. Like you said, he gets aggressive as a response to that pick, and now they've got the man advantage. It's turned completely the other way. He's low on HP. They're going to try and molly if that forces it, so at least World Edit's there to catch the kill on the way through, but again, they had a really good situation to work with, and it's kind of all gone for naught.
Well, it's a 3-on-3 now. The problem is the CTs are well aware as to the positional play of the T's here. Bomb is still down. They have a big bank of time here. 45 seconds on the clock. AWP on World Edit. He's picked up the 2 frags for his team this round. Now it looks like they may be walking back towards the A-bomb site.
I mean, again, this is the play they could have gone for originally if they'd slowed it down and just figured out that next pick to wait for the rotations rather than try and rush in like that on the B site. Kerrigan, or rather Cajun B, played that almost perfectly in a response, but send 2 out mid. Zipnix will be the one to spot this, and watch Kerrigan. Right now, he's just waiting in the wings. He pops out. They've got no idea he was there the entire time. That vent position so strong, and the bomb is down in the clutches of both he and Device, who await the arrival of poor, lonely Markelov. He manages to at least smoke one off, but this has got to be the matter of time, and there it is. 16-6. It will be TSM to take the first map of their group quite convincingly.
Yep, it seemed like FlipSid never really arrived in the first half. Going down that so heavily, and the CT side as well, they weren't adapting to what TSM were doing.